So, WWDC 2025 just wrapped, and Apple dropped what might be their most ambitious software update in years, iOS 26. This isn't just another incremental update with a few new emojis and a wallpaper. This feels like a fundamental shift, a new chapter for the iPhone. We've been hearing rumors for months, but seeing it live on stage, it's clear Apple is going all in on two major fronts. First, a complete visual overhaul they're calling Liquid Glass, which we'll get into, and second, their long-awaited, deeply integrated take on artificial intelligence, aptly named Apple Intelligence. It's a lot to take in. This update touches almost every corner of the operating system, from the way it looks and feels to the way it thinks. Some of these changes are subtle quality-of-life improvements, while others are massive, paradigm-shifting features that could genuinely change how you use your phone every day. It's the kind of update that will have people talking for months, debating the design choices and discovering hidden features long after the official release. It's bold, it's different, and honestly, it's pretty exciting. To break it all down, I've spent some time with the first developer beta on this iPhone here. I've been digging through the settings, testing the new apps, and trying to see what's really a game changer and what's just marketing. So, we're gonna do a classic deep dive. This is my breakdown of the top 10 biggest changes and features in iOS 26 that you actually need to know about, starting with the one you'll notice the second you unlock your phone. Let's get into it. Alright, so coming in at number 1, and it has to be number 1, is the brand new design language Liquid Glass. This is the most significant visual refresh we've seen since iOS 7, and it is everywhere. Apple is describing it as a semi-transparent, refractive UI, and that's a pretty good way to put it. Think of it like looking through a layer of frosted dynamic glass. UI elements like notifications, the control center, and even app windows have this beautiful depth to them. They subtly blur and distort the wallpaper or content behind them, creating a sense of place and hierarchy that feels incredibly modern and fluid. It's not just a static blur, it's dynamic. The effect is most noticeable when you're multitasking or moving between apps. The interface elements react to light and motion, with subtle sheens and highlights that follow your touch. The goal here is clearly unification. This exact design language is also present in the new macOS and iPadOS, creating a truly cohesive look across the entire Apple ecosystem for the first time. It feels less like separate operating systems, and more like different windows into the same digital space. It's a bold choice, and I'm sure it'll be divisive, but in person it feels clean, premium, and surprisingly intuitive. It makes the whole OS feel alive. Next up is the other massive headline, Feature Apple Intelligence. This isn't a single app or feature, but a system-wide intelligence layer that's baked into the core of iOS 26. The key here, in typical Apple fashion, is that it's primarily on-device. This means most of the processing happens right on your phone, which is a huge win for privacy and speed. One of the coolest demos is the real-time translation. You can be on a phone call or a FaceTime and iOS will translate the other person's speech into text on your screen, or even a synthesized voice in your ear, instantly. It also works with text, letting you translate conversations in messages on the fly. Then there's visual intelligence. You can now point your camera at something or even just take a screenshot, and the AI can identify objects, text, and even context. Think Google Lens, but deeply integrated. For example, you can screenshot a product in a video, and it will immediately find it for you to buy. Or you can take a picture of a recipe, and it will automatically create a shopping list in the Notes app. This also supercharges the Assistant, which is now context-aware. It knows what's on your screen, what's in your photos, and can execute multi-step commands that were impossible before. It's a massive step up for Siri. For number 3, we're looking at an app that hasn't seen a real redesign in, well, forever. The Phone app. It's been completely rebuilt from the ground up. The old clunky tabs for favorites, recents, and voicemail are gone. They're now merged into a single, smart, scrollable feed. It intelligently surfaces the people you contact most, your recent calls, and your new voicemails with transcripts right in line. It's so much cleaner and makes getting to what you need way faster. The dialer is still there with a quick tap, but the focus is on this new, unified communication hub. But the big story here is the integration of Apple Intelligence. The Phone app now has AI-powered call screening. When an unknown number calls, you can tap a button to have the AI answer for you, ask who's calling and why, and you see a live transcript of the conversation on your screen. You can then decide to answer or hang up. There's also a new feature called Hold Assist. If you're placed on hold, you can hand the call over to the AI, which will listen for you. When a real person finally comes back on the line, the AI will notify you and even give you a quick summary of what you missed. Coming in at number 4 are some long overdue upgrades to Messages. Apple is finally adding some features that users of other platforms have had for a while, but with that classic Apple polish. First up, group chats get a major boost. You can now create polls directly within a group conversation, which is perfect for settling dinner plans. And yes, finally you can see individual typing indicators in group chats. You'll see the little bubble next to the specific person who is typing, not just a generic several people are typing notification. It's a small thing, but it makes a huge difference in the flow of conversation. The customization is also way better. You can now set personalized chat backgrounds for individual conversations. So, your chat with your significant other can have a different look than your group chat with your friends. Apple Cash has also been integrated more deeply, allowing you to send and receive money right in the message thread without jumping to the wallet app. And on the practical side of things, spam filtering gets a dedicated, organized home. There's a new unknown senders folder that uses AI to intelligently filter out potential junk texts, keeping your main inbox much cleaner. At number 5, we have a dual overhaul for 2 of the most used apps, Safari and the camera. Safari gets a much cleaner, more intuitive interface that's designed around the new liquid glass aesthetic. The tab bar and address bar can now merge into a single, compact bar at the bottom of the screen, which you can tap to expand or swipe through. It takes some getting used to, but it maximizes screen real estate for the actual web page. The tab management is also smarter, with AI automatically grouping related tabs into tab groups based on your browsing sessions, which is incredibly useful for research. The camera app also gets a significant redesign focused on simplicity and power. The cluttered carousel of modes is gone. Now you have 2 primary modes, photo and video. Within each mode you can tap and hold the shutter button to bring up a new radial dial of pro-level controls. Like exposure, focus, and white balance, it puts the creative controls right under your thumb without cluttering the main interface. It's a much more intentional design that separates the quick point-and-shoot experience from the more deliberate, pro-style shooting, making both experiences better. For years, the App Store has been the de facto home for games on iOS, but at number 6, Apple is finally giving gaming its own dedicated space with a brand new Games app. This isn't just a folder or a shortcut to the App Store, it's a full-fledged hub for your entire gaming life on your iPhone. It automatically consolidates all the games you have installed into one clean, visually rich library. Each game gets its own page with your achievements, playtime stats, and recent activity. It's like the TV app, but for gaming, and it's a huge improvement over digging through your home screen pages. The app also has a major social component. It integrates deeply with Game Center, showing you a feed of what your friends are playing, their high scores, and the achievements they've recently unlocked. You can launch directly into a game from the app, and it even helps you keep track of your progress across devices. If you play a game on your iPhone and then pick it up on your iPad or Apple TV, the Games app ensures all your progress is synced and visible in one place. It's a clear signal that Apple is taking gaming more seriously as a core part of the iOS experience. Coming in at number 7, Apple Music is getting some intelligent upgrades that make the listening experience more dynamic and accessible. The headline feature here is called AutoMix DJ. This isn't just a crossfade between tracks. Using AI, Apple Music can now analyze the keys, tempos, and beat structures of the songs in your playlist or queue and create seamless beat-match transitions between them. It essentially turns your phone into a personal DJ, creating a continuous mix that's perfect for parties or workouts. It works surprisingly well, eliminating those awkward silent gaps between songs. The other cool feature is for all the karaoke fans and language learners out there. The real-time lyrics feature has been enhanced with live translations. As a song plays, you can now see a translation of the lyrics into your native language, also synced in real time. But it goes a step further. For select languages, it also includes a pronunciation guide, breaking down the words phonetically as they're being sung. It's a fantastic tool for not just understanding the meaning of a song in another language, but also learning how to sing along. It's a small but very clever use of AI. At number 8, we have Apple Maps, which continues its journey of getting smarter and more predictive with every update. In iOS 26, Maps is leaning heavily on Apple Intelligence to learn your personal travel patterns. It gets better at predicting where you're likely going based on the time of day, your calendar events, and your past habits. For example, if you leave work around 5 p.m. every day, it will have the route home, with traffic conditions, ready for you without you even having to type it in. It's proactive, not just reactive. The routing engine itself has also been improved. When it suggests alternate routes, it doesn't just show you the time difference. It now gives you more context, like, this route is 5 minutes slower but has less traffic and avoids highways. This allows you to make a more informed decision based on your driving preference. And perhaps most usefully, it now provides real-time delay alerts for your route. If there's a sudden accident or slowdown ahead, you'll get a push notification with the new estimated arrival time and a one-tap option to switch to a faster route, even if the app is in the background. Number 9 is a feature that's been slowly rolling out but gets a big expansion in iOS 26 enhancements to the Wallet app. The big push is the continued expansion of digital IDs. In more states and countries, you'll be able to add your driver's license or state ID directly to the Wallet app. Apple is working with more government agencies and even businesses to accept these digital IDs for everything from airport security with the TSA to verifying your age at a local store. The process is secure, private, and means one less physical card you have to carry around. Beyond IDs, the Wallet app is also making other passes more intelligent. Boarding passes, for example, will now display more rich, live information. Instead of just your gate and seat number, they can now show live updates for gate changes, boarding times, and even a small map of the terminal showing you how to get to your gate. The goal is to make Wallet less of a static container for cards and more of a dynamic, helpful assistant for your daily life, whether you're traveling, shopping, or just proving you are who you say you are. And finally, at number 10, let's talk about the fine print device compatibility and the beta schedule. This is always the important part. So, which devices will get iOS 26? Apple has confirmed it will be available for the iPhone 15 series, the iPhone 16 series, and going back to the iPhone 14 and iPhone 14 Pro. That means devices like the iPhone 13 and older will unfortunately not be receiving this update, which is a significant cutoff compared to previous years, likely due to the heavy new AI and graphical demands of the OS. Now there's another important catch. While all those supported devices will get the liquid glass design and most of the core features, the most advanced Apple Intelligence features like the on-device translation and the most complex assistant commands will require the A19 Pro chip or newer. This means those top-tier AI features will be exclusive to the iPhone 16 Pro and Pro Max at launch. It's a classic Apple strategy to drive hardware upgrades. As for when you can get your hands on it, the developer beta is out right now. The public beta is slated for July, and the final stable public release will arrive as always in September alongside the new iPhones. So there you have it, a first look at the 10 biggest changes in iOS 26. From the complete visual overhaul with liquid glass to the deep integration of Apple Intelligence, this is a massive update. It really feels like Apple is setting the stage for the next decade of the iPhone, focusing on a more unified design language and a smarter, more proactive user experience. The on-device approach to AI is a big statement on privacy, but the limitation of the best features to the newest hardware is also a classic and potentially frustrating move. It's a lot to process, and we'll be discovering more as we spend more time with the betas. Of course, it's important to remember this is just the first developer beta. Things can and will change between now and the final release in the fall. Features might be tweaked, bugs will be squashed, and performance will hopefully be optimized. The public beta in July will be the first chance for most people to try it out. And I'd recommend waiting until then if you're thinking of installing it on your main device. Betas, especially the first developer ones, can be pretty rough around the edges, so proceed with caution if you decide to jump in early. But I'm curious to hear what you all think. After seeing this breakdown, which feature are you most excited to try out? Is it the slick new liquid glass design, the powerful new capabilities of Apple Intelligence, or maybe one of the smaller quality-of-life updates like the redesigned phone app or the polls in Messages? Let me know what you think is the biggest game changer down in the comments below. It's always great to see what resonates most with everyone. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.